Muli sa magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat mga kaibigan at you're just in time for the opening tip. Kung hinahanap niyo po si Asi Taulava, ayan po, 5 na kaparehas ng buko ni Asi Taulava ang inyong makikita. Mobiline Phonepals po up against Shell Velocity and Victor Pablo making the first shot of the ball game and he would miss. Of course, kanina pa natin pinag-uusapan ito, they have all died there here. Asi Taulava, everybody from coaches, staff to players, even ball boys. Pati natin, anak pa ni Buong Rabena kasama dyan. Pero po natin yung mga kaibigan. Well, ito po ang ating sinasabi dito. All important ball games for both squads. Kamaso, medyo iba yung shade ng dahil ito si Kamaso. Patrick Kern from 3, pumasok agad. Nakatulong yata yung dahil.
Alright, so, you know, it's going to be a big thing for Mobiline's point guard to really be more consistent from the outside. We know that the field goal percentage of Mobiline is at about 43% as a team, but they're going to lose a lot of that because of Asi Taulava, who scores 21 points mostly from the inside.
Meanwhile, Mark Telan, he was the John starters. Yan po, Esplana, Marzan, Telan, Jackson, and Paras. And para sa Mobiline fan, Rabena, Cordillera, Pablo, and Camaso. Our start is brought to you by QuickTide, the all-in-one glue. Technology by Loctite. The miss coming from the Mobiline Phonepals. Shell has yet to score in this one. And then Benji Marat. Overhead pass to Chris Jackson and a nice shot coming from Chris Jackson.
Gandang pasa ni Benji Paras at kaso nga lang, walang nag-rotate sa depensa para itong sa kupunan ng Mobiline.
Buong Rabena, he gets fouled. Ito si June Marta, natawagan na kanyang first personal foul. And the first team foul para po sa Shell Velocity. Of course, Buong Rabena, isa mga recent addition para sa Mobiline Phonepals. Of course, alam mo yung report, na-overhauled sa coaching staff sa Mobiline Phonepals. They're now being headed by Coach Louis Alas. 4 seconds to shoot. Rabena firing a long one. Wala. Chris Jackson bringing down the ball for Shell Velocity. 9:45 to play in the first quarter. Illegal defense or
illegal defense. Si Jerry medyo naitlog sa loob. No? He didn't know who to pick up on defense.
That's Jerry Cordillera. Of course, Mobiline po mga kaibigan papasok in this ball game toting a 4-win, 8-loss card. They have actually lost their last 3 games. So, Coach Louis Alas, yung record niya, well, he has only coached 4 games so far, 1-3 to Coach Louis Alas.
And that one game that they won against San Miguel, but people have to take note that was the game that Danny Siegel had to sit out because of suspension.
Here's Victor Pablo. The right elbow to Pablo.
Alam mo, Mon, minsan pag may nangyayaring ganyan sa team na nababawasan ng player, either position, even play much harder. Parang kahit paano may conscious positive sila makukuha.
Meanwhile, Benji Paras. Forward pass. At nakatungo ito si Benji Paras. 3-point lead para sa Mobiline Phonepals. Binabagit mo yun na TJ, naalala ko noong 1996. Itong Swift, naalala mo ba yun? Nagpakalbo silang lahat.
Ay, oo.
Si Coach Yenga. Kaya si Coach Yenga hanggang ngayon tinuloy yata.
Tinuloy na. Nagustuhan niya yata. Mas magang.
And it's Jerry Cordillera inside the shaded lane. Kicks it out. Patrick Fran waiting in the wings. Ang tagal na nila. Naghihintay sa kanto. Pasok.
Wide open shot for Patrick Fran. And as you mentioned earlier,
si Jerry Esplana in today's moment. Pero nagkamali tayo doon. Sa kanina si Dale Singson, yung binabagit ni Janelle So, na bagong addition dito sa Shell Velocity. Pagkat depleted din naman talaga lineup itong Shell Velocity. Dale Singson has yet to see action. Pero mga kaibigan, yes, Dale Singson is now wearing the uniform of Shell Velocity.
siyempre, because they lost Anthony De La Cruz, who went back to the US to finish his studies. Kasama sa naman si Romel Santos due to ACL injury.
Don Camaso missing a long one. Meanwhile, pass a good anticipation by Buong Rabena against 3 blue shirts. Hindi pipilitin nga ni Buong. Magsa-set up sila. Don Camaso, the dish to Victor Pablo. Short ang stop niya. And Second serving para kay Victor Pablo. Nice passing by Mobiline Phonepals.
Good teamwork so far. Early goings for Mobiline. As you see this replay, nice baseline drive by Vic Pablo. Getting the second opportunity and gets the foul. Alam mo, ang magandang mababanggit dyan about the addition of Dale Singson is the good thing that this will bring to Shell is that Marzan can now go back to playing off guard, in which really his natural position. He only had to play point guard kasi nung time na naging injured si Jerry Esplana and also Romel Santos. So now he will be able to go back to his original, as we see Dale Singson on our screens. No? He will be able to go back to his off guard position since they have a legitimate point guard now to back up Jerry Esplana.
Alam mo, matagal na lumulutang ang pangalan ni Dale Singson. Bago itong araw na to. But of course, alam naman natin ito si Dale Singson who hails from Cebu. At 3 taon pinag-champion ng UST, 94 to 95 to 97. Itong si Dale Singson. Meanwhile, 7.5 to play here in the first quarter. 7-point lead para sa Mobiline Phonepals. Cordillera firing. Only 2 points so far para sa Shell Velocity. Nanggaling ni Chris Jackson. Another turnover. Buong Ravenna open and late. Oh, Mark Talan challenging. There's a foul, no? Buong Ravenna.
That's actually the second steal that Buong Ravenna has made in transition. No, he likes that. He likes to just bait off. As you see that foul by Mark Talan in which the 80 ball is the board. There's that steal again. No? In transition, the second time he's done that. He likes to anticipate too.
Yes, and Buong Ravenna will trip to the line. Again, in the last 4 games, ang makikita mong very apparent or very obvious dito sa laro ng Mobiline Phonepals. Yung style nila, mas binilis yung tempo. Of course, with Buong Ravenna anchoring so many fast break. Oh, that's coach, team manager, Debbie Tan. Kanino pa hinahanap si manager Debbie Tan?
Tinatanong natin kung nagpakulay din eh.
Ano lang, mukhang Strix ba lang yung tawag din?
Pwede na. Papasasayo mo?
Siguro. Okay, and we approach the 7-minute mark here, Blue. Bagitang Mark Talan. Then Don Tomaso, turnaround shot. The ball won't drop. And no second chance opportunity para sa Formula Shell. Trying to Jerry Cordillera. Good tap by Chris Jackson. Again, ito pong, this will be the last elimination game para sa Shell Velocity. Samantala para sa Mobiline naman, PJ, they still have to meet itong Barangay Ginebra on Friday.
Actually, sinabi mo kanina, do or die ito para sa Mobiline. Do or die rin ito sa Shell kasi kung matalo sila ng medyo tambak pa ata, pag magka-3-way tayo sa last phase, sa last lap, magkaka-quotient yan. And if they don't end up first in the quotient, they will have to face a playoff game against either Barangay Ginebra or Mobiline.
You don't do or die.
So, do or die for these two teams.
6-20 in the first quarter. Hand check foul called against Don Tomaso. Yes, and ito yung goal ng para tayo. Analyst ng Buhok ngayon dito, TJ.
Scrutinizing the hair.
Tingnan natin yung, pero naman napagkaisahan nila yan. I think last week, last Wednesday, they had a team mass. After nila magsimba, nagtunguhan lahat dun sa beauty parlor. At ang una yata nagpakulay, itong si Buong Ravenna. At sumunod lahat na sumunod. Oo. Meanwhile, Patrick Fan, top scoring right now for Mobiline. And Don Camasa firing, missing. Mark Talan finally. Here's Jerry Esplana. Again, para sa Shell Velocity, they have actually lost their last 2 games after establishing a 4-game winning streak. Reggie Paras, all modeled up, knifing, firing, wala. Buhay pa rin ang Shell Velocity dito. But Mobiline is on top by 9. 5.5 to play in the first quarter. They try to move the ball around and Mark Talan firing a major range jumper. Wala pa rin.
Grabe mo, napaka-horrible ng shooting ngayon from the field. Para sa Shell Velocity, they only scored 2 points. And we already have 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Look at our big numbers. Turnovers pa lamang.
Hindi pa na para sa Shell Velocity. Mobiline. Wala pa rin turnover dito. Almost perfect shooting para dito kay Patrick Fan as he scored his 7th point. Our style is brought to you by Quick Tide, the all-in-one glue. Technology by Loctite. 4:45 to play in the first quarter. You would expect itong Shell Velocity to really pound the inside lanes dahil wala itong Asitaw Lava. Pero they've been taking yung mga medium-range jumpers at doon sila nagmimintis. Ito na naman, Benji Paras, jumper niya. Wala. At sa ilalim. At doon si Buong Ravena makakakuha. Ravena with a side. And he must make that one in there. 2 points para sa Shell Velocity as we approach the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Benji Paras, bonus hesitation, and finally, top of the key jumper, pumasok kay Benji Paras.
Actually, they're not, it's not that their execution is really bad. No? They're executing pretty well, aside from the 5 turnovers, but they just really had their shots, but they just haven't been making them.
Yes, and at this point, talagang, dito rin nakalan dito si Coach Perry. Mahaba pa itong ating ball. 5 seconds to shoot. Mr. Pablo, firing. Makita mo doon, yung bola. Halos sila humahabol, And Camacho, firing, yes. At nakatingin lamang itong Shell Velocity. Ito, mukhang kailangan na mag-usap-usap. Sabi ni Coach Perry, Ronquillo, tatawag sa
top 4, you still want to get a higher seeding as much as you can.
At ikakatapos sa mga kachuchuning pa lamang. Yes, mga kaibigan, well, nakita niyo po yung kaninang diferensya. Isa may kulay, isa naman walang of course, ito po si Asitaw Lava, hindi na nga po nakapaglaro para sa Mobiline Phonepals, pero nakiisa ang kanyang mga kakampi. Actually, buong koponan. Magmula po sa against Buong Ravena. Hindi niya itipilit yan. Chris Jackson giving it back to Jay Mendoza. And Mendoza firing. Wala Chris Jackson. Meanwhile, gets the ball back para sa Shell Velocity. Again, kanina si Jay Mendoza, yung mga medium range jumpers niya. Susubok ulit. Same spot. Tignan natin. Wala pa rin para kay Jay Mendoza. And this time, makukuha na ng Mobiline Phonepals. Ravena gives it to Camacho. He can block it, but again, Mark Calan with a challenge.
At least finally Shell showing some aggressiveness. Kahit paano, nabanggit mo kanina yung rebound. Medyo wala
This conference with 7 straight wins. But Shell ended it with a championship. So, ito TJ, itong Mobiline Phonepals, kanilang entering this conference. Aba, if you take a look at Jerry Cordillera, ayan po, at there's Asitaw Lava. Because they're missing his numbers, as you were mentioning earlier. Almost 22 points per ball game. Fourth best in the conference kung numero ni Asitaw Lava sa puntos.
And he's the top rebounder in this conference.
At sa assist number 2 to si Asitaw Lava. Desperation of a shot. And the 24-second shot clock violation. Again, nothing seems going right para dito sa Shell Velocity. And look at Coach Perry Ronquillo.
They're still really struggling. Actually, in the early going, they were executing pretty well. They had their shots from the top. A lot of the shots actually were from top of the key or the wing area. It's just that they weren't making them, and maybe they want to be more aggressive and start penetrating and driving the ball inside.
Meanwhile, Ravena giving it to Patrick Fran. 5 seconds to shoot. Jerry Cordillera starts to make his move. The fall away. Nagulo pa ni Don Camacho. He gets it back to reverse. Wala pa rin Don Camacho. Masyado masigit sa kabila. Kinuha niya sa kabilang banda naman. And Don Camacho, he now has 6 points. 15 points. Really, Shell Velocity is struggling offensively in this ball game. Makukuha uli ng Mobiline Phonepals. Another turnover para sa Shell. Pablo firing. And this time, Benji Paras cleaning the glass for the Shell Velocity. A minute and a half to play. All important ball game for both squads. Nagihilang pababa itong Shell Velocity at Mobiline Phonepals. Jim Mendoza, nakatawa na doon.
Finally, they were able to take advantage of the inside in which walang double team dumating doon para kay Jay Mendoza.
Don Camacho almost got away with a drive. And Patrick Fran, meanwhile, ito illegal defense call laban sa Shell Velocity. Wala pa lamang yun. So sideline throw. And meanwhile, 2-man substitution. Papasok si Jerome Henson and Eric Reyes. At uupo naman si Patrick Fran with Don Camacho. And Patrick Fran Ang ganda na nilaro ng dalawang yan. 7 points kay Patrick Fan at 6 kay Don Camaso.
Good contributions from the starters of Mobiline.
Saan nyo hahanapin yung 22 points na nawala nila with the loss of Asi Taulava. Meanwhile, Pablo with the buzzer beater, hindi pa pasok yun. Benji Paras tried to save the ball, but here's Dale Singson announcing his entry. Dale Singson passing up to Brixton Encarnacion, but a pick-off by Buong Ravena. Yung sinasabi ni Dale Singson, kailangan ko pang makilala yung galaw ng mga kakampi ko. Ehersito to Buong Ravena. Eto, matagal na magkakilala.
Sama ng loob ng Shell doon kasi nung si Ercico nag-drive siya from the baseline, all 3 Shell defenders were on him, and there were 2 Mobiline Phonepals open on the other side at yun yung drop pass to Jerome Ercico. Another 2 points for Mobiline. They're up by 15, 21-6.
Only 12 seconds to play in the starting first quarter. Jay Mendoza, Benji Paras. They give it to Brixton Encarnacion. A low arc shot. Pumasok. Only 4 seconds to end the first quarter. At tingnan natin magmamadali ang Mobiline. Jerome Ejercito. Hail Mary pa shot. Hindi yan lalapit man lang sa lugar. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, Monliboro kasama si TJ Manotok. At inahatid po namin sa inyo ating unang handog ngayong araw na ito. Shell Velocity. Katapat ang Mobiline Phonepals. At kanina pa natin binabanggit, TJ, napakahalagang laro sa magkabilang koponan. Naghihilahan pa ba itong dalawang koponan na ito para naman po makuha ang mga nalalabing ikakaupuan sa ating quarterfinals. At itong si Al Solis pumasok na for the Mobiline Phonepals. Dale Simpson napasama kagad dito sa laban against Mobiline. Kailangan talaga ni Coach Perry Ronquillo. Dale Simpson, makita mo itong batang ito, again, quickly delivering para kay Coach Perry Ronquillo.
Well, in situations like those when sometimes things don't seem to go your way, parang huhugot ka na lang sa bench mo kahit sino na lang maybe could help from the offensive end.
Victor Pablo against Chris Jackson. Good big by Cordillera, but Pablo throws an air ball. Throwing a shot, Benji Paras. Very lethargic itong simula dito ni Benji Paras. Kanina banggaan sila ni Jerry. Si Benji Paras, hindi natin alam kung may inintay si Benji Paras sa this ball game. Victor Pablo, meanwhile, against Chris Jackson inside the shaded lane, bubbling. He recovers. 7 seconds to shoot. Eric Reyes to return pass to Jerry. Cordillera missing an easy layup. 11-point lead para sa Mobiline Phonepals. He was complaining he got fouled pero wala doon. Jay Mendoza using the glass. And Jay Mendoza is wrestling this ball game. Sa Mobiline Phonepals. Eric Reyes. Shot clock winding down, and Eric Reyes will
See some first quarter statistics one. You were mentioning the bad field goal shooting of Shell. They only shot 24%. But don't look now. Mobiline also shot a very poor 27%, and it's very surprising that they came out with a 21-8 lead. And a lot of that is attributed to, they had a lot more fast break attempts. They had the ball more as compared to Shell. They turned over the ball 8 times. So, nagkakagulat nga rin na 27% ng field goal shooting ng koponan ng Mobiline.
Pero perfect sila sa free throw line. Hindi ginawi talaga ang Mobiline Phonepals. 6 out of 6 the first quarter. Meanwhile, Chris Jackson with a nice fake at magandang galaw to ni Chris Jackson. Mobiline 21, Shell 12. 9.5 to play here in the second quarter. Kumananalo ang Shell dito. Mapoforma lang sila ang kanilang entry sa quarter-final round. Meanwhile, kung matatalo sila, komplikado pa yung magiging sitwasyon pagkat sila lang hinto ang resulta ng game ng Mobiline at parang Ginebra Ejercito that block there, but shot block, pero that was a Super Bowl Casil block shot by Benji Paras on Jerome Ejercito.
Ganda ng pressure defense itong Formula Shell. They're coming out in the screen rolls and giving the guys with the ball a really hard time to either drive or even
natin shade ng kanilang kaya. Ang ikot mo niya alam, baka napahiwalay ng Peterson sa lawag yan. Victor Encarnacion, he was foul. Good call by the ref. Itong tendency ni Victor Encarnacion. Ito in-acknowledge yan ni Victor Encarnacion.
Minsan yung mga ganyan na mabibilis na player, nagigigil sila to use their speed advantage against their defenders. Pero at that time, nakalimutan natin ni Brixer na mag-dribble muna bago mag-drive.
3 minutes, 7 laps in this second quarter, mga kaibigan. Meanwhile, Jerome Ejercito, nalibre din si Guido Babilonia. Tinuli pa rin niya ang pasan. Guido Babilonia really challenged. Tira niya, wala doon ang Jim Mendoza clearing the glass. Same spot. Talagang gusto niya kunin yung range doon pero ayaw talaga mahulog ng tira.
They have really missed so many shots from the outside. And actually earlier, they tried to have some post-up isolations with Mark Duran pero medyo hindi niya nakuha yung advantage inside.
Meanwhile, lead pass para sa Alsolis intended para kay Guido Babilonia. Lalabas yun at last touch isang blue shirt. Let's see. So balik pa rin sa Mobiline Phonepals. Yan po ang ating talaan. Action picking up here in the second quarter. Nagko-confirm ang mga referees natin kung kanino talaga. It was a tight pass. Oo. Earlier issued by Al Solis para kay Guido Babilonia. Al Solis momentarily left open. He fires a jumper. Wala. Agawan sa ilalim. Benji para. They will get it back. Victor Encarnacion. Pinaposta na ngayon si Buong Ravenna. Quick turnaround. In and out. May lead para po sa Mobiline. Under 8 minutes to play. Si Jerome Ejercito signaling the play. Kita mo yung fighting dito po. Kamaso at Chris Jackson. Oh, si Binigpit na ni Benji Paras. At una pa lamang yan Dale Singson.
In that last instance, they were trying to set up a screen and roll. Pero dahil sa magaang na frame nitong si Don Camaso, medyo natutulak lang siya ni Chris Jackson. He couldn't even set up that screen at all. And that's why that screen and roll had to bog down.
Just a sideline throw-in para sa Mobiline Phonepals. 7:47 remaining sa ating second quarter. At pinapatak-in nila itong si Dale Singson ng kanyang jersey. Of course, Dale Singson kanina sinasabi niya ayaw niya magbigay ng anumang expectation. Isang beses pa lamang nag-ensayo ito si Dale Singson sa shell velocity.
I'm sure he himself said he didn't really know what to expect. Whether he was going today or what. So you see another turnover by Don Camaso.
Yes, at ano ba gusto natin pakita doon? Na pareho ang nag-diamond kay Don Camaso at sa buhok ni Coach Arik. Pero ano ba yun? Direct? 7 minutes and 37.
He tried to set up that screen and roll, pero itong si Guido was a little too overeager to screen the man of Jerome Ejercito. He was called for that offensive foul.
Let's see kung anong dimension talaga ay idadagdag nito si Dale Singson sa laro ng shell velocity at for a rookie at unang game mo, pinakamagandang challenge na to, hindi ba? Nag-struggle offensively yung kupunan mo, nangangailangan sila ng leader. At kung ikaw makapag-provide yan in this ball game, makagandang pagpapakilala sa inyo. Meanwhile, offensive foul naman ang may tatawag against Benji Paras. Una pa lamang yan si Benji Paras. Under 7 minutes.
Alam mo,
look at Benji Paras. Itsura niya talagang parang nag-i-struggle siya.
Oo nga eh. Kitang-kita mo sa mukha niya na he's
physically, even mentally in this ballgame. Alsolis to Eric Reyes. Eric Reyes. Sidewinder. Yes, over Jay Mendoza.
Nice pull-up fadeaway shot by Eric Reyes from the baseline. And the nice thing that we're seeing from Mobiline today is wala na yung a lot of good plays that have a lot of good movement, good spacing on the floor, in which opens up opportunities for them to score.
Meanwhile, foul will be called on Babilonia. Pangalawa yan ni Guido Babilonia. Una pa lamang sa Mobiline. At si Pablo Mamalik, Alsolis. Tama yung binabagay mo doon ng CJ. Even yung maging spacing nag-improve. And merong room para dun sa creativity ng mga players ngayon. You just saw earlier Eric Reyes delivering at like in this moment, Don Camaso, ang ganda ng mga laro. And also Victor Pablo.
Siguro if there's anybody who we will see isolated on the post, it might be Jerome Ejercito. When he's playing against a smaller point guard. Kaso ngayon lang, itong si Dale Simpson, he's not that small, no? Compared to other point guards in the league.
Meanwhile, ito, dito Babylonia getting a pass. And Babylonia, kontra-tempo yung kanyang layup sa ilalim. Chris Jackson leading the break. Giving it to Jim Mendoza. Almost bravo, but the clear of Mobiline and travel down. Si Jay Mendoza.
When a technical foul is called on the bench of Mobiline, they were all over the referee for that call, no?
Yes, but I look at Coach Louie Alas kanina. At full uli kagad si Louie Alas. Pero for a moment, nakita natin, he lost his cool. They claim a non-call on the traveling dito kay Jay Mendoza. So, technical free throw. Kukunin naman ni Benji Paras. Pero tawagan ng technical foul sa bench ng Mobiline Phonepals.
You can see a pensive look on Coach Perry.
14 seconds sa shot clock dito ng Shell Velocity. Of course, hindi na pa naghihintay ng rally. Si Coach Perry, Maguillo, panay malasa ng ginawa niya. Malasa niya. Ito si Dale Simpson na Filipin kumarap na hindi. Look at Jay Mendoza forcing a shot from the side. Hindi yun nakatulong dito sa post ng Shell Velocity.
Oh, yung defense ng Mobiline really collapsed na yung apat na yung nagbabantay sa kanya. Hindi pa siya na-kick out.
Meanwhile, Jerome Ejercito against Dale Simpson, and a nice slider by Jerome Ejercito. Gino kay Dale Simpson. And Dale Simpson, kailangan niya ito mag-crash course dito sa laro ng Shell Velocity. At kung gusto talaga niya makatulong in the remaining games of Shell, kung aabot sila sa ating quarterfinals, kailangan niya mag-cram para matutunan niya sa mga players.
Exactly. It's very difficult, you know, to come in mid-season. Kumbaga, una-una yung pag-gel ng team nandun na. At it's very rare that you will have to add one player to gel with the team. No? And a lot of the teams have done that this year. Ito si Buong pumasok. Ito naman ang Shell, kinuha si Dale Simpson. So we'll see how he will adjust. But I think he will be a good addition eventually when he will gel with the system of Coach Perry.
Meanwhile, Jerome Ejercito taking the action straight dito kay Dale Simpson. Of course, hindi na siya unfamiliar sa laro nito si Dale Simpson. Nakita sila sa NBA. Of course, kahit yung collegiate one, nakita yung dalawang nga. Jerome Ejercito played for Adamson. And Dale Simpson, of course, piloted the USC Growling Tigers to 3 straight championships.
And his coach is at the other end of the court, si Coach Alec Delisario.
Yes, and here's Jerome Ejercito. That's only his first point. So para kay Jerome Ejercito, but talk of a really anemic offensive dito sa second quarter natin. Itong Mobiline only 25 points matapos nila yung first quarter, 21.
Tabla tayo.
Para sa Shell, they ended the first quarter with a total score of 8. 12 pa lamang ngayon.
So really the horrible field goal for both teams. And just really expected it to pick it up. As you see Jerome Ejercito with a nice flashing move towards the paint.
Yes, and Jerome Ejercito, meron ng 4 na puntos at kailangan na naman ng 4:20 sa ating second quarter. Jerome Ejercito, pinapost na naman si Jerry Estrada. Bin-raking lamang si Dale Simpson. Kailangan na lang ibalik dito si Jerry Estrada. Jerome Ejercito shooting over Jerry Estrada.
That's what we were mentioning earlier. One of the very few players that you will see isolated on the post, and we just saw that happen with Jerome Ejercito scoring another 2 points, putting up Mobiline 29-12.
At yun nga yung credentials na dala-dala dito si Jerome Ejercito. At 6'2", kaya-kaya niyang pumoste. Gusto mga maliliit pagwato sa kanya. Marshall ang minting. Chris Jackson creating some space. Masikip pa rin. Ang tira lalabas. Ball dropped out by yellow-haired. Hindi na yellow shirt.
Yellow-haired.
Mobiline player. 3 minutes and 44 remaining sa ating pong second quarter. Also in the game is Uday Rodriguez. Let's see what we can do against Jerome Ejercito. Play some defense against me, sabi ni Victor Encarnacion.
Magandang ploy yan ng Shell Velocity to try to make Jerome Ejercito work hard naman on the defensive end. So medyo mapapagdurin nila to para pagdating sa offense.
And Buong Romero, shake and bake move, driving straight to the basket. Parang ang luwag ng lane ngayon para sa Mobiline Phonepals. Parang walang imposing presence ito si Adi Taulaba. Wala nakaharang. Ganun ba yun? We're approaching the 3-minute mark sa ating second quarter. Mobiline 31, Shell 14. At ang laki na naman dito ng Mobiline Phonepals. Guys, up and on, pero look at Tracer Encarnacion. Ngayon si Jerome, ngayon si Victor Pablo. Pumamada pa rin.
Ito si Victor Encarnacion, medyo umiinit na ngayon, no? He's starting to score for his team and trying to get them back in ball when they're down by 15 points.
Kicking it up. Pamasa to Victor Pablo. Pablo sa ball reversal. Mag-ininto. Jerome Hercito. First to the ball. To the corner. Ravenna. Tumawid sa baseline. We will lose it. Top out lamang. At 2 minutes and 35 to play dito po sa ating second quarter. And kanina DJ, well, yan po ating talaan at Shell Velocity. They have never led in this ball game so far. At kanina sinisilip po yung starter scoring dito. Para sa Shell, 6 points. Para naman sa Mobiline, yung starter sila, 23. Talagang ganado yung starting 5 nitong Mobiline Phonepals. Yes, ayan dito. Patrick Tran. Ginugulo na siya ni Jerry Lensla. I think ang Velocity trying to put up a more decent defense against Mobiline dito. Kapag iniiwan na sila. Ayan dito. With the stretch. He overshot the mark. Let's see, here's Velocity. Victor Encarnacion really active dito. In fact, siya yung unang player coming off the bench to score para dito sa Velocity earlier. Marcelan. Let's see kung may babalik niya yung kanyang ball game dito. Marcelan, wala pang punto so far.
There's 3 for Chris Jackson. He's hard to take those.
I think nga, pag nag-threat ito si Chris Jackson, parang desperado na ito. Shell Velocity. Mobiline taking on Shell 16. American 47 seconds remaining. Here in the second quarter. River Rodriguez. Still nothing there. Pablo, length of the court pass. The shotgun pass goes to Buong Ravenna. And there is a layup para dito kay Buong Ravenna. Yung addition ito si Buong Ravenna para sa Mobiline Phonepals. Kung ika nga yung breakdown lamang ng defense sa pag-uusapan, kaya-kaya niya gawin yun against Shell Velocity.
As we see, on the floor right now, Mon, we have a big mismatch. Chris Jackson is being guarded by Patrick Tran. At napansin nila yun, and they're trying to post him up. Kasi nito si Ravenna, who is their off guard, small forward at the moment. He's actually guarding Jerry Esplana. So I think they'll try to make some adjustments here and see what the defense of Mobiline can do.
The quick shot, yes, over Patrick Tran. And itong si Encarnacion, meron ng 8 puntos. DJ to pace itong Shell Velocity.
Really scoring off for Shell, and he's the only one really trying, really being more aggressive in offensive end. As you see, end one play for Buong Ravenna.
Yes, and Buong Ravenna just made his 10th point. Makikita balance scoring para sa Mobiline Phonepals at this point. Buong Ravenna, meron sa mga areas, meron Pablo, meron ding 4. Balansyado yung atake ng Mobiline Phonepals. Hindi ko alam kung kanino talaga sila pupunta in every sequence.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of the team of Mobiline now. They have lost their franchise players. And but the thing is now they don't, teams playing against them don't really know who they will go to. Kasi they're a balanced team now of, equally measured stars. And they will have to adjust. And we'll see how the teams also adjust to them.
Marcelan playing the outside. 6 seconds to shoot. Being harassed there by Jerome Hercito. Pero only 5 seconds. Maganda mo, malayo yung bola doon sa basket para sa Shell. Velocity still nothing going para sa Shell.
They really have struggled to find any offensive rhythm aside from the good addition of Bricks Encarnacion.
And there's Mark Talan attacking. Wala. Yun yung winning basket na ginawa ni Mark Talan against Shell. They're not out. Pero ito hindi pumasok. Pamasok. 4 feet away. Nothing there. Victor Pablo saving the day para sa Mobiline Phonepals. And really, Mobiline Phonepals asserting their might inside. And now they're on top by 20. 38-18. Tayo si Bricks Encarnacion naman talaga pumupukpok para sa Shell Velocity. They're still waiting for Jerry para Mark Talan. Anong quarter kaya puputok itong mga to? Jerry against Buong Ravenna. Only 4 seconds dito sa ating second quarter. Mark Talan with a nice curl. Wala. At doon matatapos ang ating second quarter.